Star, you shine your light in the dark of the night. Star, so far away, but you touch me by what you are. You're gonna keep on pushing, you're gonna go real far. And star, I see your name on a bright neon flame. Stars, I know to you each town looks the same. You gotta keep on pushing, everybody gonna know your name.
All right, welcome to the Doghouse, everybody. Doghouse is live recording up here today in McMinnville, Tennessee at the Warren County Heritage Center. And I have with me, to my right over here, a wonderful poet that lives up here in Rock Island, Tennessee, right, Tisha?
That's right.
And Miss Tisha Emberton. And over to Tisha's right is Mr. Bruce Atnip, who Bruce runs the Heritage Center here, right?
Several.
That's one of the many things that you get involved with in the arts around this area. I know that. So, Bruce, why don't you go ahead as a little bit of an introduction to where we are to tell the folks a little bit about the center and what's going on around here these days.
Okay, this is the Warren County Heritage Center and Museum. We're located in downtown McMinnville, just a step from the courthouse, next door to Collins River Barbecue, next door to City Hall. Kind of an odd combination of neighbors to be next to, but we're located here. And what the Heritage Center and Museum is a local history collection, and you come in and learn quite a bit about Warren County's glorious past. Good examples of those things. Second photography school in the United States opened here in 1904 under the direction of W.S. Lively. J.W. McFadden opened a big school here, and behind us is one of the cameras that came from the school that was used during that time. It closed in 1928. As you migrate through the opposite side of the building, you come into what I call the music room. It's just a section of the museum, but I call it the music room for a place to identify where I'm headed when I'm working on things. But we have people like Uncle Dave Macon and Dottie West that are country music Hall of Famers that were born right here in McMinnville.
Right.
And lived here, worked here in their childhood and growing up years with Dottie West especially. A fellow by the name of Eugene Smokey Rogers that's in the Western Swing Hall of Fame that played with people like Bob Wills, Tex Williams, Spade Cooley. And you can research some of those, ran the Bostonia Ballroom out in California and accomplished quite a bit. We had Randy Wood that was born and raised here, went off to World War II, came back, ran a record shop in Gallatin, Tennessee, and began recording a company that he created, Dot Records, recording people like Pat Boone, the Venturas, the song Wipeout, April Love, Pat Boone, and many, many other artists, and was the #1 selling record label in the 1950s, was Dot Records, from a guy from dear old McMinnville, Tennessee.
What about that? I'll tell you what. Well, that's just extremely interesting. And I mean, the way you have all that up there, Bruce, I mean, you're to be commended to be able to remember all that.
It leaks out and I have to refuel.
Couple of questions for y'all before we get into the show part of things. I want everybody to kind of hear a little bit about each one of y'all, individually and everything. So, Tisha, let me ask you a question first. Tisha is a wonderful poet, and she's known as Poet of the Angels. And so, Tisha, would you fill everybody in and kind of give us a little bit of history of where that came from?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
So I believe that everybody gets their inspiration from something. It all started whenever I was 6 years old, and I was given a chance to learn poetry through my first grade teacher.
Okay.
And we learned Mother Goose rhymes, wrote poems to my mother. That's where it all began. But as I grew older, I grew into my teenage years, someone bought me a poetry journal, and it had a statue of an angel on it. And it inspired me to write poems about dreams and about inspiring other people to believe in their dreams, and also to believe in our Creator, the God Almighty. He is the most amazing artist. Poet of the Angels. I am reborn in the sound of madness, from the ashes, trespassing through the faucets of tragedy, and gaining wings where angels walk and dream.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
So I really believe that poetry is the language of the angels. And so that's why I've written this book.
There you go. And yeah, tell folks about that book a little bit. why don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's called Dreamers of Metamorphosis. I will be sharing some of these poems with you in just a little bit,
Great.
so stay tuned for that.
And where could folks find a copy of that book?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can actually find this on Amazon.
Cool.
Just
All right.
type in Dreamers of Metamorphosis, Poetry by Poet of the Angels, Tisha Emberton.
Now, this fellow that we're sitting over to you right over here, Mr. Bruce Atnip. How you doing, Bruce?
I am good.
Yeah, okay.
I'm good.
Now, I'm not going to let you get off the hook here without asking you a question, too, okay? You were telling me when we were getting set up to do the show here and everything that your family goes back for generations in the music world and arts world.
Oh, yeah.
Can you go into tell everybody a little bit about your family's
wrap my
history
mind
and
around.
how you got into all this?
I've
Art and
been
entertainment?
involved with arts and making things. Grew up I'm like a third or fourth generation carpenter. Grew up in that environment, the carpenter's house, and you go back into the history of my family, and I don't know if the camera can see this or not, but here's a picture of my aunt and uncle, my dad's brother, my mom's sister. And so I'm a third generation musician in the family. My granddad Atnip played fiddle and anything else he could pick up, just show it to him in a few minutes, he'd play it back to you. He was that talented. But he played with Uncle Dave Macon at one point at the Grand Ole
Okay.
Opry, and
Great.
was able to be on that format, the old
Okay.
WSM radio shows back
Were
in
they,
the
were
back in
they,
the
your
day.
family always from around Warren County?
All from Warren County.
Okay.
And my
Yeah.
mother's dad played the banjo that you see in the picture there.
I will be.
And so this is like 1930s, and so several decades later, here comes this scruffy kid that picks up dulcimer and drums and other things and started banging out tunes, and a few people liked it, and so I'm still.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now we want to kind of move into the doing the acts, the show part there of the Doghouse Show, and so I'm going to get Tisha up first to do one of your poems,
All
right?
right.
That you're going to do.
Sure.
So before we actually get you to do that, can you tell us the name of the poem, and then tell us
Yes.
maybe a little bit
Absolutely.
what generated this? And
Absolutely.
everything?
So, what actually inspired me to write my very first book of poetry called Dreamers of Metamorphosis was that I believe that in my later years, somewhere between 2011 and 2017,
Okay.
I wrote my best poetry. Because I believe that at such a young age, sometimes I don't believe that you've truly lived. Sometimes you have to go through so many different facets of tragedy and somehow found your way. And, it's one thing to be born, but then there comes that day when you find out why. And I honestly believe that my purpose was to inspire others through the language of the angels, which is poetry. But as far as the poem that I'm about to read, it's called Dreamers of Metamorphosis, which is the self-title of the book.
Okay.
So I used to go and deliver food to the homeless shelter. And I met a man who was selfless indeed. He'd moved up here all the way from Florida.
Wow.
He literally went homeless. He sold off everything just to move here to McMinnville so that he could somehow become a part of his daughter's life.
Wow.
But then he rebuilt. He got a job. He got a new car, or he got not a new car, but a car. He got a place to live, and here he is. He's still here today, and he kept pushing forward. And it inspired me that if you put enough oil and grease and a lot of hard work into whatever endeavor it is that you're trying to prove or trying to plant a seed for someone else that may need that guidance, I think that people learn by doing or learn by seeing. But I believe that anything can happen if you just put in the work.
Put the work.
Exactly.
There you go.
But
Yep.
as far as this goes, this is Dreamers of Metamorphosis.
All right, everybody. Hope you'll listen in here now as Tisha Emberton, the poet of the angels, up here in McMinnville, Tennessee, Warren County, Tennessee, reads you her poem, Dreamers of Metamorphosis.
The dance between the eyes and the moon calls the destiny flare. The way you wear the mirror of Shakespeare finds you delicate like a sphere of poetry. The windows open and you're here with all your words. The mountains of comets cast the night into an epiphany of lightning bolts. When thoughts are words and the brainstorm revolts like a shattered course of diverse flight patterns. The unknown trail of all that burns bright and glistens in the matters of the heart. Sewed like wishing wells, sordid mail, and heroes of the wrecking ball. To tear down walls so love can find its mate. Fate is another word for channeling all you deserve. Weighing in the glimpses of smiles that never fade. Waiting the concept of all that we are. And hanging beneath the stars for all the dreamers to gather and inspire. The fire of all that is within us. We spin like a vortex of wishing bombs, breathing in the fire of Cupid's bow, flowing to the beat of our own poems, and we dance. We dance romancing dreams, holding onto the dreamer's circle of beams between the bright light of the torch, the horse of an angel, fire and ice, baptizing our dreams with desire as we get our feet wet in this new life. For we are the brothers and sisters of the dream catchers, the spirits of the ever after, the old souls who give peace to the warrior, the vision of a man blind, the alliance of minds carrying the sphere of words that aspire. The wild knights of crimson holds the sword of aptitude and strength of the wild babies coming out of the woodwork to take on the dream. These fiery flyers burn the night sky within the northern lights. The old souls speak in the distance and give us peace. Hope lies in their being, for we are the dreamers of the metamorphosis, the rise between who we were and who we aim to be. Thank you so much for listening to my poem. I hope that it inspires you to follow your dreams. Become that change.
Well, okay. Right now we'd like to feature Bruce Atnip on his Mountain Dulcimer. And Bruce, what's this song that you're going to play on the dulcimer for the folks out there?
The old mountain dulcimer. I'll show a picture. A lot of people hadn't seen them. The only instrument developed in the Americas, in the United States, actually, here in the Appalachian region of the United States.
Yeah.
And I've been playing this particular one since 1994. So it's
Wow.
held up under what I've done to it and whatnot. People like it. The song we're going to listen to is a personal composition that's called First Rain of an Irish Spring.
Wonderful. Well, I hope everybody will enjoy this song by Bruce Atnip. Bruce, thank you very much for that music on the Mountain Dulcimer over there, man.
You're welcome.
Very nice song indeed. And I got a couple of more questions for you guys. Tisha, you're up first here. So,
All right, sure.
you know, being a wonderful poet that you are, I mean, what inspires you, Tisha?
Well, what inspires me is life in general. I can write any kind of poetry. I can do anything from nature to about love, lost love, anything about like friendship and somehow also following your dreams. But
Wow.
it inspired me.
Yeah.
I think that if you can write a poem
Very good. I've heard
that can inflict emotion, that if you can inspire others to believe in their dreams, to believe in love again, or somehow maybe to be inspired, I believe that you honestly have to look deeper within your soul and you somehow pull all of that out. I pulled all of that out and I put it in this book.
Wow.
That was like pouring a lot of my soul into a canvas for other people to somehow take hold of their dreams, pull on the reins just a little bit tighter and holding on and somehow opening up that canvas for their own life. And they're splashing that paint on the canvas of their own life
Wow.
and their own soul. And somehow they become greater than they ever thought they could be.
Well, I'll tell you what, I see why you're known as Poet of the Angels. I do. You're wonderful.
Thank
are.
you.
Yeah, you're wonderful. I got to move on over here to this guy sitting next to you here right now and ask him a question. Now, Bruce, I understand that you're a writer as well. I mean, I know you're in a lot of things and
I do
and
a lot.
all, but
Too many irons in the fire.
There you go.
For years and years ago, myself, my late wife, and one of our high school classmates started a group called the Warren County Poetry Society.
Okay.
And Tisha has
Very
been
good.
part of that, and I've
Yeah.
been part of her Motley Arts movement that she
Yeah.
followed up with, that has got a bigger following than I ever hoped to with what we did.
Mm-hmm.
But over the years, I've done poetry writing. I've done writing the kind of things, if you're a regular churchgoer, you get a Sunday bulletin with an article by someone, or you get a little thing in the mail from a group, and I've done writing for that, short stories, and most recently taken up the challenge of trying to do some book writing.
Well, Bruce, where can folks get a copy of one of your books there?
I am doing basically the same thing that she's doing with her
Okay.
books. You can go to Amazon. I have, and when you get time to do some little reading and book review, you can let me know what you think.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
And
Thank you. Are these mine?
those are yours. at
Well,
this
thank
moment.
you, Bruce. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And
I will. I will check these out. So, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. We got time for Tisha to like for you to read another one of your poems.
Okay.
And what's this next
This
poem
one
that you got,
is
Tisha? And what's it about?
okay.
Kinda?
All right. I will. It is called Light of Dreams.
Great. Well, can't wait to hear you read this here. And this is original work by Tisha Emberton, Poet of the Angels.
This is a poem about following your dreams, that purpose of light that is within you, no matter what anyone thinks of you. Never forget what is beating inside your chest and follow through. This is called Light of Dreams. You don't want anyone to see you weak. Paint the mask strong. Is it fuel of more closet space you seek? Are you longing for a breakthrough? The fog is so thick when everything you ever knew is lost, and brick by brick, no matter the cost, you try to find your way through the labyrinth, looking up on high just for strength. Cobwebs over dreams that forever have been untouched. You reach in beneath the rust, catch the fire that burns inside the rush. The handle of the wheel is spinning now. Where does it take us? Don't fall asleep again, for this is the test. Just look deep inside the existence and say yes. Yes to the divinity that dreams do kiss the rain. inside the light of the soul. Forever holding that fire like the stars beneath the canopy with holes punched in it. Amazing quasars and dreamy boom stars kiss the magic into the night, where we sit like soft, mad children dancing beneath a vision that calls out redemption. Fidgety, fictitious feathers carry the stitching. We are so much closer now, itching just to get inside self-discovery of wide open spaces. Hearts are racing like a wildfire. The staircase of bewilderment acquires this suit of armor. Don't be so afraid, my child. The vision will become clearer as we look further into the steer of quivers, shaking like a leaf, but keep searching for the answers. Steer of echoes in the balance of where the fallen have brought their faith. Keep dancing in the curiosity stance, glance or advance in the light of dreams. And the watchtower screams to the lighthouse, lean into me, where Castor and Pollux, the twin divinity that carry our sailors home. Helen's brothers guide our path so we are not alone. Genomai canopy paints the door of inspiration and guidance. Find the path less traveled and never ride the fence. Glance or advance in the light of dreams. And the lighthouse whispers, lean into me. I hope this inspires you to follow your dreams.
All right, wonderful poem, Tisha, Poet of the Angels.
Thank you so much.
Great.
I hope that it also touches everyone else out there as well.
Great, well, I'm sure it will. And I hope everybody out there will check out your stuff on Amazon, get a hold of that book. All right, Bruce, I understand that you've got a song that you'd like to sing for us here tonight. So can you tell us just a little bit about this song?
Yeah, do a little bit into that. But the song is entitled Married to a Memory. Here's a person that explains to the world, I'm still highly in love with who that person was and carry her with me.
You know, without further ado, this is Bruce Atnip. You can catch Bruce up here most of the time at the museum, the Heritage Center here in downtown McMinnville, Tennessee.
Married to a memory of a love so sweet and true, longing still to hold you all the whole day through. When the girls all come round and ask me to hang their moon, I say I'm married to a memory of you. Day to day I struggle since the time you passed away. People try to encourage and to send new love my way, but I just smile, thank them, and kindly stop and say that I'm married to a memory of you. Married to a memory of a love so sweet and true, longing still to hold you all the whole day through. When the girls all come round and ask me to hang the moon, I say I'm married to a memory of you. Sunset comes at end of day and sets the sky afire, like the love that we had that burned with sweet desire. Days are full of wonder and nights are full of pain, wanting to be with you, wishing to see you again. No release for the weary as I go each day through, because I'm married to a memory of you. Married to a memory of a love so sweet and true, longing still to hold you all the whole day through. When the girls gonna come round and ask me to hang the loon. I say I'm married to a memory of you.
All right, Tisha and Bruce, so happy to have been up here tonight. And we've had a wonderful time. I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Same here.
You all are true artists. I mean, in the real sense of the word. I'm telling you. Tisha, you know, what can I say? You're just a wonderful person and just a fabulous poet.
Thank you so much. And y'all can also follow me on Facebook. Just type in facebook.com/Poet of the Angels, Tisha Emberton. So there's that.
That's great. And
Yeah.
Bruce, how can people get a hold of you?
They can reach me. Also, I've got Facebook pages for my photography, the Be Bruce Atnip Photographist.
I guess that's a wrap for today. Welcome to the Doghouse from the Heritage Center, downtown McMinnville, Tennessee. Had a great time. Thank you so much, you two, Tisha, Bruce. It's been wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed just seeing you guys again.
Same here.
It was a pleasure.
Good friends.
here.
So until next time, folks, that's it, and peace to the world.
Oh, I can't wait to see the Lord in heaven at the throne. Oh, how I long to hear him say, well done.
Well done, well done, well done.
Good and faithful servant. You have love that all can see. You have faith, it's in your soul. You have life for eternity. Jesus love, my home.